Hi, I'm John with CodeVA, and this is a quick explanation of do-while loops using the material computer. Material computer, of course, is an imaginary computer that we can run code on by, working with this piece of paper, some manipulatives, some other things. And this is an explanation of do-while loops, which are a conditional control structure. You can see an example up over here. Basically, a do-while loop is very similar to a while loop. So this program would basically run the exact same way as its while loop counterpart. The only difference is when the computer evaluates whether or not it should run or not run the sequence of code. So I'm going to kind of trace this through step by step, and then I'll explain how it's different from a while loop. So the first thing it's asking us to do is create a variable called count. That variable will be initialized with a value of 0. So that's that. And then it asks us to print the text looping. So go ahead and print that out. Then we have to increment the count variable. So in lieu of just doing that, if you want to see a more detailed explanation of how this works, go back to the while loop video. But here, I'll just increment count by 1. Great. And then it asks us to evaluate a relational expression. Is count less than 3? Count is indeed less than 3 because count is 1, which means that our expression evaluates to true. Where's my little true? There it is. The expression evaluates to true. Count is indeed less than 3. So what this tells the computer to do, because we're inside of a do-while loop, is to, just like a regular while loop, we're going to return to the top of the loop and do everything again. So print looping, increment count by 1, and then make the comparison. Is count less than 3? Count is 2, so it is indeed still less than 3. Our expression evaluates to true, and we loop again. Increment count. And evaluate. Is count less than 3? No. Count is not less than 3. Count is equal to 3. So now this if statement evaluates to false. And when the do-while loop execution gets to this relational expression and finds it to be false, instead of returning to the top, it will continue with the next line of code. Now, the difference between a do-while loop and a while loop is when the computer evaluates the expression. In a while loop, I'm just going to change this up a little bit here, turn this into a while loop. In a while loop, the computer evaluates the expression and then decides whether or not to skip this code and jump to the end. In a do-while loop, the computer executes the code and then evaluates whether or not it should return. So in the situation where count has a value of 3, the output of the code would be the following. First, the computer performs these tasks. Increment count by 1. And then it prints all done. At the end of this program, the variable called count has a value of 4, and the computer has printed 2 messages. Now, if I change this to a while loop, let me reset, turn that back to 3, cross these out. If I change this code so it's a regular while loop, oops, All right, there we go. Let's make this a regular while loop. First, the computer assigns a variable value, and then it evaluates whether or not it should skip the code. So I'm just going to compare these. This expression returns false, so the computer does not actually run this code. All it does is it jumps to the last line. So that's the difference between a while loop and a do while loop. In a while loop, if the statement is false, the computer will not execute any of the code. However, in a do while loop, the computer executes the code and then checks if it should repeat. So that's the main difference. It's sort of a nuanced thing. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out for help. Otherwise, good luck and happy coding.